everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to light some Palo Santo, clear the energy a little bit, and then let's talk about gaslighting. And we're going to put a new spin on it. So tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like you were going crazy? First of all, have you ever experienced a relationship or an interaction, a job, a romantic relationship? It doesn't always have to be, or maybe parents. Maybe you grew up with these manipulation tactics, which can be conscious and unconscious, right? Some people don't even know they're doing them. And so with this training, it's going to be a short one. I really want to keep these to be less than 20 minutes. It's my goal. Unless there's interaction, engagement, and we can go longer with actually doing some coaching. But these are my intention is to give you guys just small little things you can do that will help you navigate your life from a higher vibration, or from a place of the intention is to heal. So what the difference between my work with narcissism and codependency, that's a huge part of my work this year. It's coming in because I have healed. I'm healing from it constantly. I'm never going to be fully healed from it. However, I've done amazing work while being with someone who has a high narcissistic tendency. So, real quick, let me know in the comments, have you ever been in one of these relationships? Do you feel like you are being gaslit right now? If you want to know what the terminology or what that actually means, we'll go over that here. So I want to tell you what gaslighting is, and then I want to give you an example of there's manipulation and then gaslighting. They can actually be two different things. And then also, then it goes, for me, it went into, people see things differently. So maybe somebody isn't necessarily gaslighting us. They just didn't see a situation the same way that we did. And so this was how really honestly, you guys, and I think you've heard me say it before, where this became like a science project for me. It became like a study, for me in my relationship of okay, why is this happening? What's going on? And you guys know in my space, this is a healing space. We're here to raise our vibration, learn who we are. And this relationship actually brought me, I know my truth 100% because of this. Okay. And so let's go over real quick what gaslighting is technically, if you're not sure what it is. Alexa, stop. Hello, Darla. Congratulations on your new little baby granddaughter. I'm so excited for you. Hi, Ariana. Hi, Shara. And so the point of this training, and again, I want to make them short. I don't want to do long unless there's engagement and questions. But the point of it is, how can you navigate your day-to-day in these relationships with narcissistic people, but that have higher narcissistic tendencies. We all have the tendencies, but some people are actually created and wired a certain way that literally fits in perfectly with empathic people, because we are here to, it literally is here to show us and to help us heal, show us what needs to be healed. Toxic people are here to show the toxic parts of ourselves. And so this was something difficult for me before I go into what gaslighting is. And actually, Darla is one that helped me realize how much she's helped me with this. like as far as bringing it to my attention of like, okay, well, what's that saying about you? And this is really what it is to be around, to surround yourself with people, with other women and men who are also have the intention to heal. Because there's a different feel and energy when you're around somebody with the intention to blame and stay in their hurt. Okay, like you guys know that already, right? There's two totally different feelings to it. And so number one, this is one reason why you want to begin to surround yourself with like-minded people who are in this, who are after the same thing as you are, as far as rising above the chaos and finding your purpose, right? It's healing those toxic parts of ourselves and then stepping into our purpose. And instead of blaming people like, you did this because of you, I am not where I would be. And I've said that many times with my relationship with David. I've been like, because of him, I am not where I should be. I've said it many, many times. Guess what that's doing? That is him having power over me. That's what you're doing when you are saying, because of this person in my life, or even your parents. And this is a sensitive subject. However, in my space, it's not gonna be. It's here to show you something. And so in this space, number one, this is to bring you back to yourself. We have to love ourselves moving forward, and it's total acceptance. And so I want to start off, before I go into the definition of like these three things, acceptance. So like being aware. So like self-aware of the stuff that's going on, accepting it, not as good or bad. Like you're not judging it. You are just observing it. And then you're going to report about it. And this is something that I've been doing with a couple ladies, that I have them like, actually, it's like a report, like a news report of like, okay, what, maybe if they had a fight in their relationship, I'd be like, okay, so what was the fight about? What are they saying? And instead of them being like, oh, he's saying that I'm crazy for how I remember it. Okay, well, what is that then? That's gaslighting. He's trying to okay, well, what is that saying about you? Like, it's to bring the focus back to us. It's to take it off of other people and their wounds and their flaws, because here's the thing, we can't control them. All right. And so we're going to start here of like, we cannot control what other people do. I'll say it again. We cannot control what other people do. We can't control how they are. We can't control how they operate. We can't control what choices they make. We can't control if they're manipulating us. We can't control that. However, we can control if we stick around, right? We can control. And if we stick around, I think this is where I'm like really wanting to help, is like, don't feel guilty. Please, like if you're in a relationship right now with this, or you have a friend you're like, and the advice you've gotten is like, run away, no contact, like, and then you feel guilty and you don't tell people that you're still in this relationship because you're embarrassed. Oh my God, that's totally been me. Like I wouldn't answer the phone with some of my friends because I was still, I went back to David. I felt so much shame and guilt, and guess what that blocked me from? Like that blocked me from being able to heal or actually see what was going on. And so it's just been amazing as far as like me knowing what my truth is and actually feeling it in my body, because now I know without a doubt what my truth is. And I told you guys that like I just literally healed from the story, not healed, but like, well, yeah, shifted the story around other people are more right than I am, because of this gaslighting situation that I'd been in. I remember when we first started dating, within like that first year, I told my mom, I'm like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, I feel like I'm, he says that it's not, basically invalidating my feelings. He isn't respecting, and but at the time I didn't know how to set a boundary. So let's back up, okay? When we're in that place of why we even attracted the narcissist, right? Of why we are even a magnet for that type of a person, is because they are, it's like a magnet, or like fitting in the spots that we are lacking. And so in that moment, right, when I remember saying I felt crazy, I hadn't caught on yet. And this is the number one soul superpower to help you with gaslighting, I'll reveal it in a second, but it was not, I wasn't doing it. First of all, I'd never even known how to do it. I didn't do meditation. I didn't do any of that because I was so like, I felt a attraction to him like no other. Like we were so connected and I could feel it when, we weren't around each other. And so anyway, okay, so gaslighting. I want to talk about this for a second just to kind of tell you guys or let you know what it actually is. If any of you are kind of fuzzy of what it is. And technically, like I was saying in the beginning, you never know if somebody they saw something differently, like they really did, or they're trying to manipulate you to gain control. Okay. And that's really the two differences. Manipulation is with the purpose to gain control. And then there is that moment of we have different perceptions, right? And so the phrase that I've started to say, or that helped me heal and helped me realize that my truth is my truth, regardless of if someone says that it's not, was I respect your view, but that's not the way I see it. And that's okay. And so number one, awareness. And then two, acceptance. There's a reason for this. There's a reason that acceptance is so important. And I'm talking about self-acceptance, acceptance of your situations, acceptance of the relationship, acceptance that they're doing this, because we can get so angry or we can feel so tricked. I remember saying, I feel tricked all the time. I feel like I'm being tricked. Somebody's playing a joke on me. And those, instead of looking at them as like, shame on them, I've been tricked. Well, I'm still here. So then I would feel bad. I would feel like, oh my gosh, why can't I get away from this? And so then in that moment, I could not expand. I couldn't rise. I was stuck in my guilt and my shame, which is when coaching came along and helped me with it, with my first coach. So, okay, hold on. Let me get to the gaslighting. Sorry, I had it already, of course. And then, so with this one, it's only about gaslighting because that's all I want to talk about. These are going to be short. So to say that, with the gaslighting, sorry guys, here we go. All right. So gaslighting, the narcissist loves this tactic. Slowly but surely, they'll start to get into your head. So whatever mistakes you make, they will add comments to shred your confidence. You're such an airhead. How many times I've been, not airhead, but like, I'm so emotional, or I never pay attention. He says that, which I didn't. And now I'm better at it. But I mean, I never did pay attention. Hint, hint about what the soul superpower is. You never think things through. You are crazy. What kinds of statements come to mind for you? So for you, what comes to mind when you have been in those relationships when they've told you that you're crazy? They have ideas, projects, make decisions, and if they don't work out, they will blame you or anyone else. That was your idea, they'd say, when clearly it wasn't, or maybe you don't because you are not used to anyone lying about the past. And so this is another thing. We aren't used to people lying. Like, our traits aren't like the narcissist. The narcissist has no empathy. We have a lot of empathy, right? Narcissists they're all about themselves. With empaths, we put others in front of us or, before us. And so that is what the narcissist is here to kind of teach us of like, hey, put yourself first. Of course, they don't say it like that. But I mean, that is what they're here to show us. And that's exactly what happened. And so before you know it, they will have you convinced you do not know what's best for you. You don't remember the past correctly. You don't know the facts. You are the crazy one. Okay? So that is pretty much what gaslighting is, just them wanting you to believe something different, so then they gain control over you. Sometimes it's done on purpose, sometimes it's not. And so my first tip, okay, number one, it is not our job to figure out someone else's intention. This is a big one. Like, this is huge, but these are to help you navigate through these relationships, okay, and heal. You're going to navigate them from a higher place with a higher vibration, and you have to have these mindset shifts down. It is not our job to figure out why somebody does something, and this is why I say that. Some of you might think that's like crazy. No. Here's why. that's wasted energy. If you spend so much energy and time trying to figure out why, this is what I did with David in the beginning. This is where I got stuck in depression sometimes. I would go, I'd be in avoidance because I was so shameful for being in this situation, even though I was also enjoying my time with David with other things, like him and I were best friends. But when it came to like the narcissistic, behavior, I felt shameful. And also I remember saying, how can he even act that way? What is he trying to do? Why is he doing this to me? When we spend so much time trying to figure out why someone else did something or what their intention is, that is wasted energy that we could be putting into figuring our shit out of why we have attracted this in the first place. Okay. So that's number one, is to stop trying to figure out why, because it doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, you are attracting this. There's something within you, with the gaslighting, which this is what I'm going to go to that with the spiritual lesson is when we are gaslit. First of all, we aren't aware. So number two, it's being, I guess the soul superpower would be its awareness is what it is. If you aren't aware, if you are not present in the moment, and this is one of the best reasons to practice mindfulness, to get in the moment, because this is how people gaslight, is when we don't pay attention, we do not get present, our head is somewhere else 9 times out of 10, and be honest about this. Don't bullshit like, okay, I really do. Like, I need to get my head in the game. So if you've never had a good excuse before to practice mindfulness, this is it, okay? This is it. This is the soul superpower that's going to help you when it comes to these gaslighting situations, is to get present in the moment and pay attention to what's happening. And then when someone else is trying to tell you that something didn't happen the way, and it's not about when there's facts. Like, there's so much that can go into this, which is why I'm only making these like 20 minutes, because then we can do other work together in a more, one-on-one or whatever, the one-on-one that I offer. But these are just to get you started. So to practice mindfulness and to get present, if you've never had a reason before, if you're tired of being gaslit or you feel crazy right now or whatever, step back and like, we're going to do like a little like energy thing here in a second, but just to like realize, number one, that this gaslighting too doesn't have anything to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. Like, somebody wanting control is all about themselves, but this is for you to see what it is that's going on within yourself. Okay. And so with the gaslighting for the spiritual lesson, which is what I want to share with you guys, it's about what it did for me was when I finally realized that my truth was not wrong. Like, okay, all of the things that David would make me think that is not right. Like, I was blowing things out of proportion, or you shouldn't feel that way. And validating my feelings, I had to realize that I'm like, wait a minute, but I feel this way. Like, I felt it in my gut. And so the third thing is that it helped me, like, I could feel. We feel when it's not right, right? Like, let me know in the comments. Like, do you feel it in your body when someone's telling you that's wrong, but do you feel it in your body? You should, I'm pretty sure you do. If you're here, you're an empath and you feel very deeply. And so when you pay more attention to that feeling and you know something's off, okay, something's not right. And I've said this so many times of like, I know something's wrong. I know something's good. I mean, that feeling, or we know something is not right. And this is where I've really I've caused myself so much energy in being mad and sad and shameful and guilty. And I mean, so much. And in that moment where I had to be like, this is my truth and it's okay. And this is why is because in our mind, we have this story of like, in order for my truth to be true, other people need to believe it too. So that's a story, right? Because if you think about it, if someone's telling you that your truth is wrong and you get mad about it, it's because you have that belief that everyone should, in order for my truth to be true, other people need to believe it, and it needs to be their truth too. That's the underlying belief that maybe you didn't realize that till now. But if it makes you angry when someone does not believe the same way you do, that's the underlying belief. And so we shift that to, my truth is my truth, regardless if it's true or not for other people. Like, it's still my truth. And that's okay. And so when the reason the gaslighting, I think, even happens too, is because we have this, because what I just said, we have this underlying feeling that we have to be validated. Our truth has to be validated by other people. So when this happens, it's a chance to rise up and be like, wait a minute, I feel this in my gut. Like, this is my truth, and it's okay for it to be only my truth. And so what it really does too, this is something else that I discovered, was that when catastrophic things happen, like when crazy huge things happen, somebody does something awful to us because that they don't believe in our truth, and so they do something that actually like really hurts us, that is a reflection. That's a projection. There is something within us that brought that on. And I know that this is hard for some people to hear, especially when we've had abusive things happen. But there is a spiritual reason why we are a magnet for these things, because we are here to heal the toxic parts of ourselves. And if we're not shown them, okay, then how are we going to heal them? We're not going to figure them out by ourselves. And so what I ask of you today is to look at your situations from the past, from right now, from any time that you've been told you're crazy, you're not right, or your beliefs are not right and mine are more right than yours. And oh my gosh, Darla and I like religion. And this has been the biggest thing, you guys. I could not have come out and share my message and show up the way I do had I not been gaslit by David. Or had I not been in this narcissistic whatever, had I not been shown that my truth is my truth, and I can actually, and it's okay. Like, it helped me get over that, like that story I was telling myself. And it comes down to the stories that we're telling ourselves. And so what is it right now? What do you believe about, like, what are your gaslighting situations telling you? Look at them. Instead of saying, this person did this to me and they need to be held accountable for it. I mean, yes, they do. Absolutely. But let's rise above that and be like, why did this happen? What is it showing me? Okay. And so one, it's not your job to figure out the intentions of other people. We're bringing it back in. Okay. Number two, get present. Okay. Like, get present and as much as present as you can. And a matter of fact, today, just practice being present in the moment by just observing, and Darla, you have the best, excuse to be present today, to just observe with no feelings attached. Like, nothing needs to happen, just to observe and be in the moment. And get present. If you need to meditate, that'd be great. Whatever it is, just to get your mind in the present moment out of the past. Okay. And so also thinking like, where do I doubt myself and where am I questioning myself in your life? Like, where are you doubting your ability to do something, right? Like, what is it that you're questioning? So also, says not only does the narcissist blame shift, but they facilitate another system of smoke and mirrors called gaslighting. Okay, gaslighting is a common technique where the narcissist lies about the past, people, or situations to create the reality that fits their version of themselves or what they want everyone to believe. I remember reading a blog post. It was this girl. So she was talking about something that she read. And so it says that, or maybe they start blaming you, professing they told you to pay it when they never mentioned anything. Like, that actually happened to me. Then they sell it. And so anyway, just think about your situations. Instead of looking at shame on this person for gaslighting me, this is what I'm going to do. So don't figure out people's intentions. Let's get away from that. Get present. Okay. Those are the two things. Getting present is your soul superpower. It will change your life. So let me know if you have any questions with that. Let me know your opinions. Let me know your experience. Let me know your thoughts, whatever it is. Like, where are you right now? Are you in the phase of like, everyone's telling you to leave this relationship and you just cannot leave. You're like tied to it. Like, let me know if you're there, right? And I want to also mention that if you're a friend or a family member who has told a friend that if they don't leave, then you're not going to talk to them anymore, that's toxic. And I do want to share what my definition of toxic is. My definition of a toxic situation, anything toxic, is anyone in our space, okay, or anything that's said to us that tells us what we should be like. It's when we are shitted on. Shitted on. So keep this in your mind today. Anytime you hear someone say, you should do this, you shouldn't be with him. You shouldn't be allowing this. Why are you? So whenever you hear that, or you should do this, you should do that, you shouldn't do this. Whenever you hear that, I want you to just take a note of it and just note that should. I should, huh? Because that right there is the toxic part. It can come from people who love you and say that they're not. The ones that we don't say are toxic, okay? It doesn't matter. People aren't toxic. It is their behavior, all right? It comes back to someone's not their behavior. Their behavior does not define them as a person. It is literally their behavior is the most important part, but that is just a reflection and a projection of what's going on inside of them. We are all wounded, all right? But keep that in mind, that if you have a friend or you are a friend or a family member who's saying that someone should do something, and since they aren't, you can't. And I get there's two parts of that. Either you're protecting yourself from seeing them hurt and you don't want to see that, or, you know, you're doing it out of love. You think you are. But I'm going to tell you, the most loving thing that you can do is accept this person for what they are and their decisions. Accept them and respect them. But I want you to keep that in mind when you hear should from somebody and they bring you into shame and guilt, because then it's over, right? There is the healing. It's hard for it to happen because then we're in this place of like, we're not living life right. That's like gaslighting, right? Someone's telling you what you should do and what life should look like. That is what a narcissist is doing. So there's no difference. You have all these different people around you telling you what you should be doing. And I really think this is where we're going to end it here, of like, there is no way you should be. I want you to listen and feel with your in your intuition. Let's go ahead and just like clear or a little bit, or just take a deep breath in through your nose and just do it 3 times. And just bringing the white light in. We're going to bring white light in. Actually, let's bring white light up from the earth. I'm feeling I want to be like energized today. And Darla's very earthy. And so let's just go through our chakras and just say, you know, let's go through each chakra and say an affirmation. We're going to say an affirmation for each one. All right. And so let's start let's just closing your eyes, taking that deep breath, just kind of getting present in the moment. So listening to my voice or touching your sweater or whatever it is, and relax as much as you can. And then I want you to just visualize those tree roots coming out of the bottom of your feet where you're grounding. And then you're going to push that excess energy out of you wherever it needs to go, transmute back into positive energy, and then pulling that energy up from the earth in through our root chakra. And you can see that red light just turning and turning and turning, and we're letting go of the shoulds. Even in our vocabulary today, what I should do, what I should trust, or what I should fear and what I don't. Like, really, who are you? What are your fears? Yours, right? And this is coming into you. I want you to detach from everything around you. Detach from it, like it is, and go inward. And this is about you. And so just bringing that light up through the root and saying, I am safe. I am safe with my beliefs. I am safe with the way that I am living my life and my choices. I am safe. And then going up to the sacral, seeing that orange light, saying, I feel safe. I feel true. I feel my truth. It's okay to accept what's going on without judging it, right? Or just feeling. It's about feeling when you're in your sacral. So really tuning into your body. And when you start to have those situations where it's gaslighting or manipulation, you feel it in your sacral. And you're like, okay, this feels off. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to be like, okay, I got to get away from this. I'm going to go the other way where it's going to happen somewhere else. If it doesn't happen here, it's going to happen somewhere else. So we're not going to run away from it. You're going to face it and you're going to say, what is this showing me? Like, what is it that, and then also knowing that your truth is your truth and that's okay. Like being good with your truth being your truth and not everybody else having to believe it. And then moving up to the solar plexus, like, what are you going to do about it? Well, you're not going to run away from it. You can face this. You can rise above this. This isn't happening to you. This is happening for you because it's showing you something. And then moving up to the heart chakra, you can love, like bringing in unconditional love for yourself. And then it pours out into others because this is what's happening. You can't attract anything you don't feel yourself, right? That's what we attract everything we are. And so just filling your whole heart chakra with love and saying, I love myself. I love my truth. I love who I am. I love my choices. That's it. You don't even have to, just say, I love where I'm at. I love what I'm doing. And moving up to the throat. See that blue? And this is speaking your truth. And this is where coaching can come in, or a friend, a trusted friend who does not should you. Like just knowing that word, try to not say it. And also actually don't even not try to say it. Just try to become aware of it. Awareness. This is kind of like integrating more awareness into your body by going through the chakras like this. And then up to your third eye. The illusions of what you see. It's okay right now. Like just accept what you see for what you see. Don't think it has to be different. All right. Just it is what it is. Tune into your intuition. Listen to it. Feel it. Trust it. Right. Because that's how your body's going to know, I believe, before your mind does. Before your heart does. I feel like we feel it in our body physiologically. And then in our crown, just allowing that love to overpour, and then also like know that we are not separate from this person that's trying to manipulate us. We are all one, and we cannot act. That's not like certain times. No, we are all one. We are all a child of God. We are all, if there's a divine oneness that runs through all of us. And so know, as you heal yourself, you are helping others heal around you. You're helping your partner heal, even no matter how toxic they may be. Okay, and it's not even toxic anymore. Let's just say they're unhealed. They're wounds. They're wounded. So people that hurt people or people that tell people what they should and shouldn't do are people that have some sort of, something inside of them that they're like, I should be doing, there's something within them. They're projecting, right? We're always projecting. So just remembering at your crown chakra that we are all one, we are all here. And while you heal and you have love, you're going to spread it out to everyone else. Like it's a beautiful process. And then just sealing up your chakras, creating that shield of protection that whatever comes your way will be of your highest good. And that whatever you speak to someone else will be of their highest good. You have good intentions, right? And so today, just be aware, accept it for what it is, and don't say the should or watch for the should, okay? Be present today. So if you want to schedule a one-on-one and we can go deeper into this and actual situations and help you heal from these things that are happening in your life, if you feel really guilty or shameful about something, let's work with that. And I will leave my schedule thing. And also I'm going to be doing a live workshop at Turning Point today in Kokomo at noon. I don't know if I'll find out more today when I'm there. If we can just Darla, I wanted to tell you this earlier. But I think it's going to be something that I do every week at Kokomo. So I'll let you guys know more about it. So let me know how today goes. Let me know how the shoulds go. How many times you hear it. You can do that. How many times do I say it? How many times do I hear it of what I should be doing? All right, guys. See ya. Have a good day. Love ya. Mwah.